This is the 6 Sports Desk.
Sometimes you never know what an athlete could be thinking. Many of us had already predicted that Michigan State wide receiver Jayden Reed was thinking about taking his talents to the NFL. But he announced over an hour ago that he's coming back for his senior season. The wideout/punt returning specialist announced the news on his Twitter page with a statement as well as a highlight video of some of his greatest moments from this past season. Reed had 59 catches for 1,026 yards and 10 receiving touchdowns this year. He also had 238 punt returning yards and 2 touchdowns. Over in Ann Arbor, another big announcement was made by the college football player. Michigan linebacker David Ojabo declared for the NFL draft. Ojabo terrorized opposing offenses this past season, being one half of the 2 punches that he and Aiden Hutchinson were to make Michigan's defense one of the best in the country. Now, this season was a remarkable one for the junior for Aberdeen, Scotland. He finished with 35 tackles, 11 sacks, 5 forced fumbles. And ESPN draft analyst Mel Kiper Jr. has Ojabo ranked as the #1 outside linebacker and the #9 prospect overall in the 2022 draft class. Now, a great goal on the ice will get you some highlights, but a consistent weekend of some dominant play will get you some high praise. Michigan State freshman defenseman David Gucciardi, sorry I'm blocking him there, he's getting all his flowers by being named the Big Ten Conference First Star of the Week. Now, during the past weekend's Great Lakes Invitational, Gucciardi scored 3 goals. He had the lone goal in the loss to Western Michigan, but he backed that up with not only an early wrist shot which found the back of the net, but a game-winning between-the-legs shot in overtime to beat Michigan Tech, which made SportsCenter's Top 10 highlight. When speaking with a Toronto native after practice this afternoon, he shared what it's like for him to be recognized by the Big Ten Conference.
I'm really grateful for that. And just, all the opportunity I've gotten so far, I'm really grateful for all of it. So, yeah, I know, and just it's really cool news, honestly, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Did that shock you at all when you heard that news at all?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Honestly, there's a lot of really good players in the Big Ten, so just to be noticed like that means a lot to me.
On the professional ice, the Detroit Red Wings are looking to bounce back tonight after their tough loss to the Boston Bruins on Sunday. Right now, they're still sitting in a good spot in the Atlantic Division with 23 games left in the season. NHL predictions have the Red Wings sitting 1 spot behind the Boston Bruins in the playoff hunt, and they'll have to go through some tough competition the rest of this week, starting with the San Jose Sharks tonight. After their morning skate, head coach Jeff Blashill gave his thoughts on the Sharks.
Well, I would say, getting our offense back on track is largely up to us more than an opponent, and certainly they've had some high-scoring games here coming out of the break. But I also know that usually means that the team puts an emphasis then on defense, and there'll be a challenge like every other. We got to make sure we got to shoot more when we have the opportunities to shoot. We got to make sure that we cross in front of the goalie's eyes and that we're hard at the net. And if we do those things, I'm not as concerned about the opponent.
High school basketball teams are back in action tonight. We'll have full coverage from a couple of big games tonight. You don't want to miss it on 6 News at 11. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast, so stay with us.
This is 6 News Now, here for you 24 hours a day, online at WLNS.com.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer sends a letter to Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson to officially call for a special election to fill a vacant seat in the Michigan House of Representatives.
The vacancy comes after Representative Abdullah Hammoud was elected as the mayor of Dearborn.
The governor wants a special primary election to be held on March 1st and the general election to be held on May 3rd. In a statement, Governor Whitmer says it's important that everyone has a seat at the table, and a special election will ensure that Michiganders have a democratically elected representative working for their best interests in the state capitol. Now, this request may not get much pushback because within the same statement, Secretary Benson says her office is ready to work with local and county election officials to get this special election implemented.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, it's rather chilly this morning. Temperatures actually not far off from average this time of year, but factor in a breeze out of the southwest, and it is still feeling pretty cold. Here's a look at our Skyview Network, the Capitol Cam. Our temperature here in the low 20s. We are sitting at 21 degrees at the present time. As we head down to Jackson, We're sitting at 20 degrees, and down in Hillsdale, you still see a little bit of snow on the side of the roadways there. We're at 19 degrees. It's taking a little bit for us to recover from that snowfall we saw over the weekend. Again, values in the upper teens to low 20s this morning, pretty close to where we should be this time of year. But you add in that breeze that has been kicking up from time to time, and the current feels like temperature in Lansing is 11. It feels like 10 in Jackson, Charlotte, and Hillsdale, and just 7 degrees in Ionia. Satellite radar just shows partly cloudy skies. Will be transitioning to mostly cloudy by this afternoon. That's really the only weather we'll have to contend with today. It will otherwise be rather quiet. Wind picks up overnight tonight. That's ahead of a low pressure system that's expected to move off to our north here overnight tonight into tomorrow. There you see snow showers beginning to fire up. That low passes through during the day. A decent portion of the snow.
Our news partners at News Nation offer the country's only primetime national newscast.
They also have shows that take an in-depth look at the issues. Here's what's coming up tonight.
Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. Operation Boo Dat, the New Orleans operation that took down more than 24 sex offenders. They hunted them for months. Now 2 U.S. Marshals tell us how they tracked them down and rescued 5 missing teens. Now here's Ashley with a look at Banfield.
Thanks, Dan. Tonight on Banfield. She vanished 2 years ago, but only now are police asking questions. How did the case of a missing 7-year-old slip so far through the cracks? And why are police now digging up the family garden? That's tonight on Banfield on News Nation.
News Nation Prime starts every evening at 7 p.m.
You can find it on one of the channels you see here or head to newsnationnow.com and use the channel finder.
Well, as you're heading out tomorrow morning, some snow showers on the way and a lot of wind. So this is not a huge winter storm in terms of accumulation, but the combination of snow showers and a lot of wind means some slippery travel. So just watch out as you're out and about on the byways and highways. The 6-day forecast, more snow showers possible Thursday, but a lot less wind, and then it gets cold. Lows in the single digits Friday and Saturday morning. Some snow showers possible, especially on Sunday into Monday, as we are back in the teens for highs on Monday. The cold weather returns.
Yes, it does. And take it slow out there. Give yourself plenty of extra time.
Yes, it is nice to see a bit of sun out there, though.
We'll see you back here for 6 News at 11.